You're watching Rogers TV, London.
Hello, and welcome to the What's Up London show. I'm your host, Jennifer Slay. Let's start our show by taking a moment to acknowledge that the lands that we live on here in London, Ontario, are the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Lenape, and Shannontong peoples. I sincerely express my gratitude to the Indigenous peoples and their ancestors for what I and my family have received as settlers on this land. I also acknowledge and show gratitude to my ancestors who came before me, who made it possible for me to be sitting here today. If I were to put a theme on today's show, in a word, I'd say the word is opportunity. Each of our guests are going to provide us with an opportunity for inner growth, an opportunity to support great causes, an opportunity to learn, and an opportunity to appreciate some great music. Our first guest is the Director of Equity, Diversity and Inclusion at Fanshawe College. Joseph Pisano is here to talk to us about Fanshawe's selection to be one of the hubs of a national diversity initiative called the 50-30 Challenge. This challenge was created in an effort to pursue the greater diversity on boards and leadership teams. Let's learn more. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
No problem. So tell us about the 50-30 Challenge. What is that?
Sure. So the 50-30 Challenge is a federal government challenge, and it asks businesses and organizations to aspire to two goals. So 50% gender parity and for women and non-binary folks on boards and senior management teams, and 30% of other equity-deserving groups. So racialized folks, Indigenous peoples, folks with disabilities, and 2S LGBTQIA+ folks.
Awesome. That is amazing. That's a great challenge.
Yes.
And Fanshawe has jumped right in.
We love it. It's perfect.
And so you've been selected to be one of 4 hubs?
One of 4 regional hubs across Canada, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what does that mean?
So we're soon going to open a physical space on our Oxford Street campus where any business or organization that has signed the 50-30 Challenge can come and get services from Fanshawe to help them meet those 50-30 goals. So that could be in-person or remote services around coaching, training, education, really anything that would be helpful for that organization to get to those 50-30 goals quicker.
That is awesome. Because, you know, the thing is, because we're in the same field,
yes.
Right? And so it's interesting when people think that, well, we just have to hire a lot of people that are different, yeah. Right? Just diversify. But it's more than that, right?
Absolutely. I always say that diversity is the necessary condition, but it's nowhere near sufficient. So yes, we need to diversify. We need to have companies and organizations that look like the communities around us. But if those folks don't feel supported, if they don't feel like they belong, we talk about belonging a lot at Fanshawe, then folks are not going to reach their potential. They're not going to be fulfilled. They're not going to be retained, and they're not going to want to advance into positions of leadership. So yes, 50-30 as goals, but authentically wanting to reach those goals and be fulfilled in that, and be able to bring your full and authentic self to work and bring yourself into those leadership positions.
Yeah, because inclusivity means actually having a voice.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Actually having a voice and feeling like you're valued authentically, not just existing as the token, but actually being valued for the lived experiences that you have. And that's the true value of diversity, right? Those diverse lived experiences, professional experiences, those enrich organizations, and we've got tons of data to tell us that diverse and inclusive organizations where folks truly feel like they belong are more productive, more efficient, reach better outcomes, more likely to reach breakthrough research decisions. So that's why we've got to focus on this. It's a moral fight for what we've got to accomplish in terms of representation, but it also helps organizations be better at what they're trying to do.
Yeah, definitely. And so it's at all different levels, right? So you're an academic institution, so it's the students, it's the faculty, it's the staff, it's everyone. diversification?
Yeah, absolutely. And for the 50-30 challenge, it's any organization that signed that pledge. So there are the big players that have signed that pledge that are maybe further along in that equity journey, but it could also be the sole proprietor that's just looking for some guidance around equity. So regardless of where folks are on that equity journey, if they've signed the 50-30 challenge, they can come to the Fanshawe 50-30 Challenge Hub and we'll be happy to help them.
And how can an organization sign that 50-30 challenge?
So if they just Google the 50-30 challenge from the federal government, there's an easy web form that they can sign up for the 50-30 challenge. And as soon as they've signed up for that, they're eligible to receive services at any of the regional hubs. So it's another incentive to sign that challenge.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, Joseph. Thank you to Fanshawe for agreeing to be the hub. That's an amazing, amazing thing to do. And good luck.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Your happy place. Easy 1013, the perfect music mix.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed outside all sleeping areas.
Don't let the silent killer get you. Install working CO alarms today.
Most people that have received treatment for drug use problems are probably going to have a lapse.
Join addictions counselor Dean Anderson for Invisible, Breaking Through the Stigma of Addiction on Rogers TV.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Welcome back. King's University College has made a promise to its undergraduate students that they will gain meaningful employment within 6 months of graduation. That's a lofty promise. And it's called the King's Promise. Jenny Richmond Bravo is here to tell us more about it and also share some additional initiatives at King's related to careers and experiential learning. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much.
No problem. So tell us about King's Promise. What exactly is it?
Yeah, so like you said, the King's Promise is a program at King's that does promise within 6 months of graduation that the student will achieve a meaningful career or meaningful further education, depending on their aspirations. And if not, they can return to King's for a tuition-free year. So that's it in a nutshell, yes.
Wow, that is big. So how did you come up with this? Like what happened? How did that happen?
Yeah, so the program was actually conceived of by our Dean of Students, Joe Henry, also our President, Dave Malloy, who had come from Regina, and he noticed that they were doing something similar there. That's sort of where the seeds were planted.
Okay.
And then I was hired in February of 2021 to sort of develop the program out, build out a framework. So yeah, it's a 4-year co-curricular program. So students do have some program requirements that they do have to achieve before they get the promise at the time of graduation. Yeah.
Okay, and so what's the eligibility then?
Yeah, so to be eligible, ideally we want students who are coming into King's for the first time, so first year students, some second year students, but ideally they wouldn't have completed more than 5 credits at the time of entry into the program, just to ensure they have enough time to complete the program requirements. So just quickly, the program requirements are activities within 5 broad categories of career development, experiential learning, work-integrated learning, networking, and pre-employment skills development, such as resume writing and things like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so they basically have a network of people there supporting them throughout their whole journey.
Yes, it's mainly me.
Their network of person.
Yeah, right now. But yes, it has the potential to grow. And also I've been working closely with local businesses, local school boards, things like that, to make these meaningful relationships within the community that I think are so important to also helping with student success in this program. So even though I may be the one on campus, I'm part of a wider community in London,
It takes a village.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
And so if a business or an organization is watching this and says, oh, you know what, I'd like to maybe partner and get involved with this.
That would be wonderful, yes. The best way to contact me, the easiest email would be just thepromise@kings.uwo.ca.
Okay. And so back to you, and what do they need to have prepared, or how would they become eligible to be able to be part of this?
So initial contact doesn't really need to be much. They can just share that they're interested in learning more, and then I'm happy to sort of work with them and talk about all of our initiatives, because there's a lot more than just the King's Promise as well that maybe they would want to get involved with. So for example, we have a new job shadowing program at King's too, which matches students for a 1-day observational placement with a company. So it's not too much of a commitment, just enough to make a lasting change in a student's life. And so that's another way they might get involved as well.
Yeah, King's is really focusing on their students and supporting them for beyond just the time that they're there.
That's the idea, So far, of course, this program is new. As I said, it just started in 2021, so we're in the 2nd academic year. We've had about 176 students register in the program or express interest in the program. So we will see what happens. Hopefully by the time they're ready to graduate, they'll be well prepared.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. That's amazing. Hopefully other institutions will follow suit.
Yes.
Because, you have overqualified people working at McDonald's. Not that there's anything wrong with working there.
Yes.
But at the same time, meaningful, gainful employment.
We really do want to focus on that meaningful aspect. And what we're also trying to do is show liberal arts students that there's so many career opportunities out there available for them. And often they're well equipped with the right skills when they graduate. They just don't know how to articulate those skills. So that's part of the program also, because King's is mostly liberal arts school. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jenny, for being here.
Thank you, Jen.
We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Mario Elia, and I'm the host of a new show here on Rogers TV that we're calling Keeping London Healthy with Dr. Mario. So tune in Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. and we'll see you then.
Do you have questions about menopause and the menopause journey? We've got you covered. Join us for the Modern Woman's Menopause Show, and hopefully we can give you some answers. And of course, my friends, don't forget to sparkle.
My name's Ranger M. I love to knowledge share, and that's just what I'm going to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
Welcome back. Well, St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner, and traditionally on that day, people wear green. Well, there is one Londoner who is wearing the color green, but for a different reason. Let's meet the London Green Ranger. Hello and welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I am good.
That's great.
So tell us about the Green Ranger. Who are you?
Well, originated from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers back in the day. Original Power Ranger was Tommy Oliver, played by Jason David Frank, rest in peace. And yeah, he's an older TV show that I used to watch when I was younger, and it inspired me to get into the cosplay and be the Green Ranger.
Be the Green Ranger. So what does the Green Ranger do?
In the show, he saves the Angel Grove and the planet from monsters and aliens from outer space. Myself as a Green Ranger, I go to events, charity events, even looking into doing little birthday parties, just to bring some positive vibe to not only the younger audience, but also the older audience, because myself, I watched Power Rangers when I was younger, and I know there's a lot of other fans that are still rocking and going and supporting the Power Rangers, so I just do it to spread some good vibes, because you can't not smile when you see me walking up.
Very true. So if you were hired to go to a show or an event or something like that, what is it that people could expect you to do?
I'm not a crazy mixed martial artist like Jason David Frank, but I just mingle with the people, take photos, you know, give them an inspirational something to talk. If they need to talk, vent, I'm there. I'm not only there just to look pretty in a suit and take photos with people, but I also like taking the time to have me to talk to, like I said, because a lot of people look up to the Power Rangers and icon superheroes, and what a great way to talk about things than someone that you used to look up to right in front of you.
Yeah, and that kind of brings us to why the Green Ranger, because you said there's a story behind that, why you chose the Green Ranger and what had happened to the original actor.
Just not too long ago, in 2022, Jason David Frank, rest in peace, committed suicide, and that's also why I wanted to take the time to do this, is I felt like I needed to carry on what he was doing. And not only myself was carrying on what he's doing, but there's a lot of other Ranger fans out there who continue the positive vibes and just keep pushing and letting other people know that it's okay and that you're not alone.
Mm-hmm. And so there's a mental wellness component to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Can you tell us more about that? Because I know that you're an advocate, you yourself, other than being the Green Ranger, you're an advocate for mental health.
Yeah, so that's also why, too, I've been doing mental health awareness as myself without the suit, and I thought, well, you know, I've already got the, let's say, spotlight on me with people listening to me and advocating, so you know what, let's kick it up a notch and put on a suit and not only inspire the younger audience, but the older ones too, because everyone needs to talk.
Yeah, someone to talk to, someone to laugh with, to reminisce about the Power Rangers in the show, right? Yes, okay. And so the Green Ranger in the show, what did because I know my kids watched it, but I didn't watch it. I have to admit. But what did the Green Ranger do?
The Green Ranger was, he came into the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as Tommy Oliver, and Rita, an alien who created monsters to get the Power Rangers to fight and try to conquer Angel Grove. Tommy Oliver was taken by Rita and created into the bad Green Ranger. And that's another thing too, is the Green Ranger also represented the fact that you could have had a bad past, but you can also have a good, brighter future, and you can make a choice. Right. And in the show, he changed from bad to a good Ranger and joined the Power Rangers.
Right. That is so important for people to know, because a lot of times people beat themselves up about choices that they've made, right? And so it's okay if you've had some poor choices, you can always change and do better. Right. Well, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. If people want to get a hold of you, they just contact you via your website or email. What's the best way?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at London Green Ranger 519. I'm also on Facebook, London Green Ranger. And yeah, if you see me out, I also have London Green Ranger cards with all my information on it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Treat Yourself on Rogers TV, where Terry and I go out to local salons and spas and have services done on us so that we can tell you all about them.
So that you can treat yourself.
We were born in Canada. We spoke English. On the streets, we weren't welcome. But on the field, we were the Asahi. Vancouver's champions. Everyone cheered for us. Our people had a voice. Then Canada declared war on Japan. They took us from our homes, called us enemies, forced us into camps. But we brought the game with us. Baseball helped get us through the internment.
The Vancouver Asahi were among the 22,000 Japanese Canadians interned during the Second World War. The team never played another game.
My favorite part of volunteering at Rogers has been picking up new tech skills, like running cameras or graphics, and getting to volunteer with and meet people in a super fun sports-based environment.
London has become a hub for great musicians and artists. Today, in studio, we have an up-and-coming artist who has had to overcome a number of adversities in her life. When a global pandemic forced her and many other musicians to cancel gigs and stay home, she pivoted and got down to work, collaborating with inspirational artists and producers. This has resulted in her new album. Let's hear more. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So Serena, you spent your time during COVID creating.
Yeah, I started, I think, after a few months, after laying outside bored, I started writing by myself and then with others on Zoom. And I got used to doing it from my bedroom with my pets and loud house. So then I ended up releasing an album.
Nice. And so tell us, what can we expect on this album? Like, what kind of music do you produce?
It goes from, I think, pop, alternative, and then there's a little spark of rock on one song. So I say mostly pop, but it kind of expands no matter what you like.
Right. So how long have you been involved with music?
I think I grew up in a very musical family and then also took vocal lessons and went in choirs and musicals. So I got used to it, and also playing instruments. Like I started playing cello when I was 3 and then guitar just with 2 chords. So just growing up. So it's just been part of you your whole life? Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it's all I do basically. Okay. So tell us a little bit more about the album. Yeah, I finished it and released it last minute, I should say, and February 24th I released it, so about 2 weeks ago. Okay. And there's 7 songs on it, I think. Yeah, 7 songs, and they're all new songs. So 2 of them I released as singles in the past year, and then the others were written with like friends of mine, and you know, it goes from upbeat to really mellow and sad song, because usually I'm a sad song person, so it was really different because there's 2 like happy songs on there. So it's a new experience as performing that song and making making it look so happy.
And so where could people get the album?
It is on all platforms, so Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, whatever they listen to. I'm a huge Apple Music fan, but I think it's mostly Spotify, of course.
Okay. What if they want the hard copy like this?
Like you, yeah. It matches with your earrings too. There. They can buy it online, SarinaHaggarty.ca, and then also just reach out to me anytime.
Oh, that is awesome.
And I'll get it to them.
That is awesome. So you released it 2 weeks ago. It's available everywhere. And if people want you live, what do they have to do?
They're gonna send me an email because I love emails and just reaching out anytime. And I'd love to share my music, whether it's in a big group of people or just with 3 people. I'm totally interested in sharing my music, and I'd love to be involved anyway.
Okay. And so what type of events could people hire you for?
I love doing weddings, and especially in the summer, it's busy, and weddings, and then business events, business parties, again, private parties, whether it's a birthday or just a Christmas party. So I play a lot solo and then also duo or with my band.
Nice. And so you're with a band, so how do you guys find the music scene in London?
I think it's great. I actually met all my band members that I play with through the London, of course, through mutual friends and everything. So I think there's a lot of talent and great people in London. So it's a good city to be raised in and grow up, and I love traveling, so being able to just come back to my hometown and just, it's good to see everyone all the time.
Awesome. Okay. So upcoming events, anything people want to know about, they can contact you?
Yeah, I think I have some news and surprises on the way, but mostly the album just 2 weeks ago released, so I'd love to share that and just remind people to come next time they see an event just to buy a CD.
Okay. All right, so tell us about the song that we're about to hear.
I think we're gonna hear Deep End. It's the first one on there. And I wrote it on Zoom, of course. It's one of the first Zoom writes I had with my friend Patrick Clark, who's also an artist in London. And then I was working with it with the producer Nick Fetchitson, and it was his idea to kind of make it upbeat and see where it can go. Because originally the demo was just acoustic and country, and then we turned it into like pop rock.
Nice.
So
awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, my
and
pleasure.
Good luck with the album.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, that's a wrap. Thank you for watching and for listening. Please show your support to our guests by visiting and sharing their social media pages and supporting their events and their albums. I look forward to being here again with you next week, and I ask that you please like, comment, and share this episode with your networks. Be well, take care, and I'll see you next week, and stick around and listen to the songs.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Monday.
Pollinating Purpose is a new show all about supporting organizations seeking to have social impact in the work that they do. Whether nonprofit, for-profit, or social enterprise, grassroots organization, you'll learn key considerations to starting or growing your social purpose business in a long-term and sustainable way. Pollinating Purpose on Rogers TV.
Bye.